Hey, vinyl community, how you doing? It is Wednesday, October 13th, and I just did a couple of videos actually early this morning. I did George Duke, and I did an update on my Stones collection. Just the vinyl, my vinyl collections. And John Contreras has asked me to do Zeppelin or King Crimson. I have a good CD collection of my of King Crimson, but I don't have a whole lot of. Actually, I have a couple of really nice items for King Crimson, but he asked me to do Crimson or Zeppelin. It was K or L, so he's right in the middle of the alphabet. And I decided I would go ahead and do Zeppelin because it should be a quick one. So without any further blather, this is, as you've read below, this is my Zeppelin record collection. And it's everything, really. It's nothing really special in terms of my albums, but it is what I have. This is obviously their first album, and there's the back of it. I actually picked up a bunch of these right at the point in time where CDs were really taken over, and there were record stores in malls that were selling albums for like $4.99 a piece, you know, $5 a piece. They were selling them for peanuts. And I always loved Led Zeppelin. Who didn't like Led Zeppelin when you were a kid? I can't imagine anybody wouldn't like them. Anyway, I went and picked up a whole bunch. I had a few, but I went and picked up a bunch to fill out my collection. But there are a couple of recent remasters in my collection. Zeppelin 1 is not one of them. But this is what I have. It's just a domestic pressing. And I'm sure it's probably a later pressing. Probably eventually I need to pick up a later remaster, a later pressing of it that was remastered. That would be nice to get my hands on because I like Zeppelin a lot. Here's Zeppelin 2. What's nice is even though they were repressing these albums, I mean, this is from, when is this from? 69. I mean, these are all classic albums. All of Zeppelin's albums, every one of them is a classic. But at least they continue to make them like if it was a gatefold, it's still a gatefold pressing. You know, it's nice. And so, yeah. Same Atlantic label. You don't need to see that, right? You know what it looks like. And these are fine. You know, they sound okay. Right? Obviously, it's a later pressing with the barcode. Back in 69, they didn't have no barcodes, right? Here's Zeppelin 3. Actually, a pretty nice looking copy of Zeppelin 3, and there's no barcode on it. Look at that. No barcode on this one. I didn't notice if one had a barcode. Probably did. No barcode on one. 2 had a barcode though. My Zeppelin 3 doesn't have a barcode. And it has the wheel. Right? It's got the wheel that you could spin around and So, you know, nice. It makes me wonder if this is an earlier pressing, but I just can't imagine that that would be the case. That's just ridiculous. I just don't believe it. It sounds fine to me. I never did get the put these in those lined sleeves, but I would probably be better off spending my money on getting later copies of these things. That's what I would like to do. So there you go, there's Zeppelin 3. Here's my copy of Zeppelin 4. There's no barcode on this one either. And this is a pressing with the original insert. And yeah, it's just the Atlantic label, like they all have, basically. Right. I mean, you know, it's what you'd expect. Wow. Layer of dust. Oh man. But I remember when I picked these up and I'm like, wow, this is great, you know, so cheap. And I like it. Now, I recently splurged and got the 2-record set of Zeppelin 4, or so, or whatever the heck you want to call it. And it's nice, man. They do come with lined sleeves. The records are heavy, nice and thick. .180-gram vinyl, so they are heavy. And this does come with the companion disc. Here's the insert that this comes with, and so it's a little different. Got a different tone to it. And I managed to, now, one of the things that annoyed me about this Zeppelin album was it came with this stupid sticker on the cover itself. That pisses me off, man. I don't want this artwork to be, you know, intruded on by some stupid sticker that, you know, you look at it and then you never really need to look at it again. So, but I did manage to pull that hype sticker off, if you want to call it a hype sticker. I managed to pull it off, and because it was right here in the front, no damage. It came right off very easily, actually. So if anybody else has gotten this and that sticker is annoying to you, you might want to try to pull, you know, gently pull it off, because it came off with no problem. And here's the other thing that surprised the hell out of me. You know, when you get these double disc sets, the shrink wrap has a huge sticker on it, all right, that has the track listing on it, and of course it's clear, so, you know, it's really weird packaging, if you ask me. But and then they did the same thing with the CDs. All right, but I managed to pull the whole thing off the the shrink wrap, and I stuck it on this thing, this plastic outer sleeve, so that I have this track listing available to me, and when I put the record back in here, it's actually easier to see it because back of the album cover, which actually I like the artwork on the back here. I mean, it's kind of cool, right? Just reverse, and they messed with the tint. They used some filters and stuff. It's kind of like what I do when I take when I get screenshots, when I get pictures of my lightning shots. I don't know if anybody out there is familiar with the work that I did. When there's a thunderstorm here, we have a real nice view of Frederick where we're seated at, and I'll take videos and capture lightning on the video, and then what I can do is grab a snapshot and freeze it, take a picture of it, and then I mess with it with filters and get some nice shots. So people really like them. So, and I think, I understand why. They actually look really cool. But anyway, talk about a tangent, Jesus Christ. Anyway, this is the double disc set of Zeppelin 4, and I have not listened to the companion record yet, except for the Battle of Evermore. I wanted to hear what they had, and what it is, it sounds basically like the backing track, just no vocals. So it's like a karaoke version of Battle of Evermore. Maybe one day I'll try to do some of the vocals, and I'll use a cappella and see how that turns out. But I don't sound like no Robert Plant. I'll be using effects like crazy to make it sound like something, though. Anyway, that's this is one of those new remasters, and sounds great. Here is Houses of the Holy. Now I thought I had the band that goes around it, and obviously I am wrong. What a cool album, though. Here's the cover. There's no writing on the spine to tell you what it is. You just have to know when you're looking for this album. And it's weird because the record comes out of, oh, look at this. I'm going to do something here real quick. I want to put this in a different line sleeve. Definitely. I could use that Japanese style rice paper thing on something else. This record actually yeah, this is an import. This is not a domestic pressing. Hey man, I wasn't even aware that I had this. It's been that long since I've played the album. I gotta crank this up. But it's, here, take a look at this. Beautiful condition. You can actually see, if you look at the music, you can see that it actually does look different than these flat looking domestic pressings. Anybody who knows me knows I'm not a big fan of domestic pressings. And I'll tell you, just looking at the damn Atlantic label, it just looks nicer. There's something about it that looks better. The cover seems slightly flimsy. Oh man, oh shit. The cover seems slightly flimsy, but not as heavy cardstock, but it's still like the damn album. I wonder if this is, I can't imagine that this is a Japanese pressing. I don't believe it. Side 1, right? Side 2. Dancing days are here again. Interesting how, yeah, there's no, it's almost like it's an unauthorized pressing because there's just no information on here at all. But yeah, and no banner around the album cover itself. Now that's just interesting. But anyway, that's Houses of Holy. I'm not talking about the tracks that are on that, the music that's on the albums, because if you're a Zeppelin fan, you gotta know it. I would imagine you know it. Here's the 40th anniversary edition on 180 gram vinyl of Physical Graffiti, and of course, Physical Graffiti, man, that's one where you definitely want a later pressing, because there were, at least in America, there were pressings where you get to the end of what song was it? In My Time of Dying, yeah. You get to the end of that, and they cut the very end of it off. You know, whoever was mastering the record itself, some of them got truncated, where he says, cough, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That's not on there. Like, somebody screwed up royally at when they were mastering the album. So, of course, it's on this remaster in its full glory, and these sound great. And this is, you know, Zeppelin fans will have their favorites. This one is probably mine. It's just arguably the best thing that they ever released. I love every song on here. You know, and I know that's, you know, side 4 has some outtakes from earlier recording sessions, basically, but maybe even side 3 has 1 or 2. But this is just a fucking great album, and it's a great package, and it's mine. This one is another repress, recent repress that I got my hands on. But it's just a single album version of it. I didn't have this on vinyl for the longest time. And I said to myself, well, what the hell are you doing, man? Because this has got some really great music on it. So, oh, yeah, and of course this is, yeah, starting with Physical Graffiti, you're on Swan Song label now. Distributed by Atlantic, but it's beautiful. But anyway, nice, heavy vinyl. No, hype sticker or anything, huh, for this. Here's your object. Here's another angle. Some object, huh? But this is a really, you know, when I got my hands on this, I cranked this album up, and man, I just loved every track. Zeppelin is one of those bands in my book that they really can't do no wrong. I love, well, okay, so they kind of took some credit for some blues music that they probably should not have done. There's no question about it. And yet, the Zeppelin treatment turns those songs into something else. You know, so that's Presence. I love this album. I love it. Hope you're digging it, John. It's for you, buddy. Here's In Through the Outdoor. This is one that I bought years and years ago when they were on sale for $5. And I kept the stupid paper sleeve that the record slips into. And you pull out the album and it's... Which one is this? Scene F. Scene F. They got 6 different album covers, right? Different angles, different scenes. This one is F. And I don't know if this just became the default one. I don't know if they all, most of them look like this now. You know, quite frankly, I don't care. I'm not that into it. But anyway, it is what it is. Comes with this inner sleeve, and if you get some water and a paintbrush, you can turn this into a colored inner sleeve. And I don't have a paintbrush, so I'm not doing that. All right. This paper somehow survived this long, and there are a couple of spots where it's gotten torn here on the edge. Who cares? You know, after a while, it's like, oh man, you kidding? Who cares? So, but I am going to continue to keep it in their little paper sack. And there you go. And then, of course, Coda. This one's actually even a cutout. So, and it's got the little barcode on it. I guess back in 80, when did this come out? 82. Yeah, I think they just had barcodes on them. This album didn't sell very well. It's not like, it's almost just like some leftovers that they had sitting around, and they called them together and put an album out, basically. There's some worthy tracks on here, there's no question about it, but you know, it was just really just some leftovers, basically. So, but it is what it is. I like it. I like having it. I like having a complete collection of their studio output. I don't have anything on vinyl of their BBC tracks. I don't have their live album. I don't have anything else in terms of 12-inch recordings. I don't have anything else but their studio output. But I do have this. And I found this in a record store when I was driving around. I think it's off of 18. There was a record store off of, was it 18 in New Jersey? And I think I was hanging out with a buddy of mine. I think it was Chris Kretsch, actually. And we stopped in this record store, and I saw this box. And I said, what the hell is this? This is awesome. It's an Australian package, an Australian import with the 10 Zeppelin singles that were ever pressed. Right? So I'm like, I didn't know they put singles out. I thought that Peter Grant made sure of that, but at any rate, yeah, the box is a little bit flimsy, but not too shabby, and my box is it's in great shape, actually. So here it is in your company sleeve. Here's A side, Good Times, Bad Times, and Communication Breakdown. Yeah. These sound great. They sound great. Believe me, I played these. I get a kick out of having these on a single, and having these songs on singles. It's cool. Yeah, some of these are. Interesting. Yeah, maybe some of these are out of order. Oh no. Yeah, here's Living, Love, and Made, and Whole Lot of Love. Absolutely mint condition. Absolutely in mint shape, these records. Here's one of my favorites, The Immigrant Song. And of course, Hey, Hey, What Can I Do? So here's your non-LP, your one non-LP Zeppelin track. Beautiful. I have this box set simply just for that one track, just to have that one track. Yeah. I like these next two as well. Black Dog, right? And one of my favorite Zeppelin songs ever, Misty Mountain Hop. I fucking love this song. I just love it. Yeah, Misty Mountain Hop, that's cool, man. Same thing with this one, Rock and Roll, right? And then Four Sticks, another favorite. Just a kick-ass song, man. It's just beautiful. Psychedelic, Middle Eastern kind of a groove to it with the strings. And you got Bonzo playing with four sticks, hence the name, Four Sticks. But what a beautiful, what a great song. This is why I wanted to get Zeppelin 4 remaster. Here's the Crunch, side 1. The Crunch. Who would have thunk it's in 9/8, the Crunch. I know there are music books that are out there, and it's got the Crunch in 5/4. And it's not in 5/4, it's not in 5/8, it's in 9/8. So those books, sometimes the people who write those books don't know what they're doing. Remember that. Question authority. There are good reasons to. Sometimes they're wrong. Dire Maker is on the B side. Or is it Deer Maker? Dare Maker. And that's on side 2. But the Crunch is cool, man, because it's this really cool, funky song in 9/8. 9/8 and 4/4. It goes back and forth. And then they still add a couple of extra beats sometimes. So, but anyway, there you go, the Crunch. And Dire Maker. Here is Over the Hills and Far Away from the same album, and it's got to be an edited version. And Dancing Days is on the back. Good stuff, man. And of course, now you get to Physical Graffiti. Here's Trampled Underfoot. Of course, you have Swan Song label. Trampled Underfoot, and Black Country Woman. I'll tell you, man, I think this is just a beautiful set. It's funny too, because I do have an Australian pressing of a greatest hits, or a rarities album, actually, by The Who. Australian pressing, right? Sounds awful. It's noisy, and the songs that they've included, some of the songs are actually edited and fade out early. Like, I don't even know myself. It fades out early. It's not even the whole damn song. Real disappointment, that Australian pressing. But this box of singles, no complaints here. Here is Royal Orleans and Candy Store Rock. Okay. From Presence. Candy Store Rock from Presence. You can see I'm real careful with these things, and there's a reason for it. So they don't get messed up. All right, and then here's Fool in the Rain from In Through the Outdoor. That album I listened to just recently, and man, that was great. And what's the B-side? Hot Dog. Hot Dog. So that's the 10 singles that are in that little Australian box set. Here they are. Yeah, this box is a little bit flimsy, so you got to be careful with it, man. You got to handle it with real care so it don't get messed up. And I've been doing that ever since I've gotten it. Really got to take care of this shit, man, because it's so damn delicate. But the records are in great shape. The box is mint. Well, let's just say the box is that's about as good as a quality of boxes you're going to find on the planet. That's how I take care of my shit, and that's where that is. All right. And can you believe it or not, there's still one more I'm going to show you. Rock and Roll and Friends, Record Store Day release. Features 2 previously unreleased tracks, which is so funny because there's no such thing as an unreleased Zeppelin track. All right, what year did this come out? No. Why is that sounding like shit? But this is, I couldn't resist. All right? And I like both these songs. And here it is in yellow vinyl. I said, well, that's really cool. I know there's other Zeppelin singles that have that are in color vinyl, but they're pretty few and far between. They're pretty rare. This one is a record store day release. So, you know, there's a whole bunch all over the place. And as a matter of fact, I didn't pay a lot for this. And I got it about 3 or 4 months ago. I picked this up. And they're supposed to be slightly different mixes. Sunset Sound mix, rock and roll. And Friends is the Olympic Studios mix. So there are going to be minor differences, man, that you might be able to pick up if you play them back to back and you really A/B them and you really study them, or if you wear headphones and you check them out. I played these. I didn't wear headphones and I didn't really study them, and they really didn't sound all that different. But I have to admit, I like having this. It's kind of nice. So, John, and you other 2 people who might be watching, because Zeppelin, people pay attention to Zeppelin. So I guess that perks up people's ears on YouTube, and they might check this out. I might get like 7 people who will watch this. But that's everything. It's less than 42 minutes. And that's probably longer than it should have been, because it's 10 albums and a box of records, a box of singles. But anyway, have a great night, have a great day, have a great life, and don't be miserable, and question authority.